All right, now we're going to do the actual deployment itself and play around with it. So before we do this, make sure that if you were following along, you did the normal deployment, that you run that Terraform destroy command on what we deployed earlier. Yes, we could use Terraform workspaces or even just reclone the project in another directory and start from there. However, we're going to keep things simple because I don't want to assume you know everything in the world about all the tools involved. So I'm over here in my shell in that repo directory that we created and pulled all of these files down into. And once again, if you haven't yet and you deployed everything, make sure you run the Terraform destroy to clean up your environment, not destroy. And this will make sure that everything's cleaned up and you've got a good clean slate to begin this private deployment. So in here, despite the fact that the prerequisites, which again weren't real prerequisites, it's just us creating an environment to give a real testing ground. Using private mode is super simple here. We only have to change two things. So let's hop over to our Terraform TF-vars example. Terraform TF-vars. So again, this is how we pass settings to our project. And in terms of those three that we set up originally, well, we are just going to leave those on. We're going to leave these exact same things as they are. We're going to use the same profile, the same key, and the same domain name. And by the way this domain name will work is, yes, it will have a real domain, but the only people that will be able to resolve that private IP address are the private VPCs that we created. So down here in all caps, we've got an area called private mode. And as you can guess, this is where we're going to be. So the first thing you need to do to enable private mode is to set the variable private mode to true. All right, so we're 50% done. So that's the first thing to do. And the second thing to do is right here with this peered VPCs. So the peered VPCs, the peered VPC IDs, we need a list of IDs of VPCs that we want to allow access to our Vault deployment. So to get those, let's head over to the console. So I'm over here in the AWS console, and let's head to VPCs. So I'm going to just click on the recently visited services here. And let's start with the first external VPC we created. Creatively named external 1, I believe. Yes, external 1. So the VPC ID, as you can probably guess, is the VPC ID right here. So just go ahead and copy it. And I'm going to hop back over to my project here, and I'm going to just paste it in, save it. And now we just need to do it for the second one. I'm going to copy it as well, hop over, paste it in. And that's actually all we need to do. To enable private mode, it is that simple. So if you, for example, wanted to start using this with your own current deployments, you probably already have your VPCs set up. So all you would need to do is just make sure that host names is enabled, grab the ID, come over here, drop it in, and make sure private mode is on, and you'd be good to go. And by that, I mean, I'm not even kidding. I'm not going to keep ranting on here because all we need to do now is just run Terraform apply. So as usual, it's going to spin everything up here, and it's going to first ask us, is this what it is that you want to do, and give you a layout of all the different resources it's going to create. And when you turn on private mode, this is a flag, and the flag goes through here, and a lot of different things are created based on that. One of which being, if we head into, just to show you some Terraform code, if we head into the VPCs all the way down here towards the bottom, this is where if private mode is on, we start making all of these other resources here. But anyhow, let's hop back over to the shell. I know that's all good, so we're going to leave it as is and say yes. And so now this is going to go forth and make all of the things, and I will resume the video when it's done. All right, so it looks like mine has completed its deployment. So we have two more tasks to do. The first is to run that Vault credentials script to decrypt the credentials, the Vault credentials for us. And the second thing is we're going to need to go and update that CNAME record to point to our new load balancer DNS. So to do this, we're just going to run // in the file is in temp/vault credentials sh. So again, just to show you where that is in here, when you're done running a deploy, your script that you need to run will always be dropped right here in temp vault credentials. And again, if we open it up, it's just creating some commands here for us, just for ease of use. You could technically run these individually yourself, but this is just to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to run this. This is saying as our current shell. Let's go ahead and run this script. So what this is going to do is it's going to go and grab our encrypted credentials, As you can see here, that's what the first command does. It grabs the encrypted credentials and then it runs it through our KMS encryption key to decrypt those credentials. So now we can actually go and take a look at them. So it's in vault creds encrypted, or not encrypted, decrypted. And so we've got the root token and the 5 Shammer keys here used to unlock Vault. And on top of that, we've got our load balancer DNS name here that I'm going to go ahead and grab. It's also outputted in the actual Terraform outputs, but just in case you cleared the screen, the script outputs those as well. So okay, with that done, let's hop over to the AWS console and let's actually just refresh this VPC area. Yep, and we'll see that the Vault deployment VPC is up. And we'll also see something different too. If we select that Vault external one, actually let's head to route tables. If you recall, each of these route tables only had one route by default, and then we added the internet gateway one. But if we select the external one here and click on routes, we'll see there's a new one. Right? We'll see there's a new one, and this is the peering connection. This is the peering connection that's saying, hey, connect that other VPC to this VPC. And as you can see here, because of this is why the IP address range or the CIDR block cannot overlap, because obviously having the duplicates here would throw an error. Okay, anyhow, that's just kind of a side note. Let's head over. I'm going to head over to Route 53, but you will need to head over to whatever domain name registrar you're using and access your DNS records. Again, the quick off the top of my head example is Namecheap. You just go to your domain, manage it, and go to Advanced DNS Records and edit your records there. But I am in here in the Route 53 one, and I've already made that CNAME before, but I had used it with the normal deployment, so I'm actually just going to edit it. I'm going to just click on it, select it here, and change the value, and then save the record set. And so with that done, now secrets.hatrackapp.io will start resolving to the new endpoint that this new deployment is set at. And again, when you update your records, it can take a little bit. On Route 53, it's pretty fast. On Namecheap, it's pretty fast. On GoDaddy, good luck, which is kind of ironic because they use NASCAR, the racing cars, as their sponsor. Anyhow, so super simple to deploy. I know that the underlying network resources and everything we did, especially in the prerequisites, may be a bit intimidating if you're new to the space, but from an actual steps taken standpoint, it wasn't too bad, right? We just swapped out those variables here in the Terraform TF vars, switched a Boolean here and just specified some IDs and ran Terraform apply, and that was about it. All right, so in the next one, we're going to actually play around with the private deployment itself.